The Duquesne Incline opened on May 20th, 1877 as public transportation, which in fact it still is today. The idea was to get people who lived up on Mount Washington and Duquesne Heights down to the river where the factories were, where they worked. And the reason was that your option back in 1877 was 1,400 steps. There weren't any streets, and your only other option was horse and wagon, and without streets, horses were pretty useless. The incline is a very simple propulsion system. We have, well, it started out back in 1877 as a steam engine hoisting the cars up and down the hill, but now we got a brand new electrical system, Westinghouse electric system, that was installed in 1932. And what that does is we have two cables. The one cable is the safety cable, and that connects the two cars. And it doesn't do much of anything. It does kind of goes along for the ride. One end of the cable is attached to one car, goes through a series of pulleys here, and it's attached to the back of the other car. And all it does is make the cars counterbalanced. And that's good because they weigh about 5 tons apiece, so that takes 10 tons of workload off of the hoisting equipment. The other important job it does, it's really never had to do in 148 years. These are our hoisting cables here. The one cable is for the car closest to us. We refer to it as the west car. And under the floor is the other cable, and that is attached to the east car. And what happens is, as one cable is hoisting one car up the hill, the other one is lowering the other car down the hill. If we would lose one of those cables, and that's never happened in 148 years, you're still attached to the other car via the safety cable. And one of those cables is strong enough to support the weight of both the cars. So I always tell people you won't take that fast ride down the hill into the Ohio River. So basically, we have an electrical system which drives the drum, or the gear which is connected to the drum, which lifts the cable up and down the hill. So as one cable is unwinding from the drum, the other one is actually taking its place on the drum. So that saved the engineers the time and expenses in having a second drum for the other cable. There's 2 points of entry for the Duquesne Incline. The upper station here, which is where residents who are commuters get on, they ride down to the bottom, get off. They either put $2.50 in the fare box like you would on a bus or a trolley car, or they can swipe their bus pass as they would if they got on a bus. Then when they come back, they would do the same thing to come back up. Visitors generally come to our lower station and park across the street at the parking lot and walk up the steps to the pedestrian bridge, cross over the highway safely, and come in. And they stand there and they're greeted by the conductor, who is the person who collects the fares. And they have, basically it's a cash fare system because we are part of the transportation system. It's a bus. So there's a fare box there. You put your $5 in the fare box. You want to do that because you can get a round trip ride. So you just show your receipt on the way back down and you don't have to go through this process again. And that's the simple way of getting a ride on the incline. Yeah, when you get to the top, we have a small museum with pictorial history of Pittsburgh, our sports teams, different events that happened here, from floods to the Whiskey Rebellion, which took place here in western Pennsylvania. There is the, where we're standing now, you can overlook the hoisting equipment and watch something that's 148 years old in operation. It's very interesting. We have the observation deck where you want to stop and take pictures of the Pittsburgh skyline.